Okay, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. Data download is in for the infamous Garlic Jr. and Tag Switch Goku and Piccolo. We were about due for a Mega Rising, and here it is. You know what? I'm kind of expecting an EX Kid Gohan here or something. I think maybe he'll be sprinkled in here because, you know, I feel like he was pretty important in that movie, but it is what it is. Either way, appreciate you, Hydros, for the early data download stuff. Let's just quickly jump into what we're going to see. So here's a little banner for the start of the campaign for the Dead Zone. Pretty cool. Next, we have a preseason for Guild Battle, but I'm pretty sure they said that they're delaying the Guild Battle update. So I'm not sure if this was an asset that they threw up there and they forgot to remove it, or this is them saying we're still going ahead with the Guild Battle update. I don't really know. Guilds that are silver or above can participate. This is a bit of a dilemma for the YouTuber guild because there's like 4 people that are active in that, and me and Goresh are 2 of them, and our guild is pretty much floating around bronze all the time, so I'm gonna need to find a new guild, or we have to make a new guild. I don't really know. Either way, Guild Battle. Next, here's the banner. Mega Rising, Tag Switch. Got ourselves Garlic Jr. transforming. Cool, cool, cool. 2x Z power, 1 sparking guaranteed in consecutive summons. I really hope they don't hold back on these characters when it comes to their overall stats, because for whatever reason, on Mega Rising characters, their stats seem to be lower than average. I feel like these are cool characters. Don't hold back. Make them good. Don't just throw them away because you know that these aren't the most, you know, sought after banners for people. Next, we got Sizzling Late Summer Duel. Earn some Legends Limited Z power. Goten already has a Zenkai. These two can definitely be seeing a Zenkai awakening during this celebration. I know someone's going to say, oh, but it's the Dragon Ball Z movie campaign. But I want you to remember, Toshi said that some of the Zenkais in this campaign will be outside of Dragon Ball Z movies. So that would mean this guy is the prime time candidate. I could see him getting a Zenkai awakening during this campaign. Sure as hell, I see Gohan getting one too. If they release an LF Bojack, this guy getting a Zenkai awakening would be appropriate. I know it still is insane. I highly doubt he'd be better than Ultimate Gohan. And yes, survival for Hybrid Saiyans is not the most ideal. But at the end of the day, Strike Hybrid Saiyans doesn't really exist. And if you look at Hybrid Saiyans as a team purely just as Hybrid Saiyans, they are not as dominant as they may appear. This Gohan will probably get some premium treatment because they do love their Gohans, but I think it's still appropriate. It's fair. If he got a Zenkai awakening, I don't really think he'd be so overwhelmingly crazy compared to some of the crap we see already, that I'd be like, oh great, it's this guy. Maybe I'll eat my words if he does get a Zenkai awakening, but for now, I'm not really that intimidated or worried if he was to get a Zenkai. Next, this is Garlic Jr.'s kit. Hydros did a really good job of making the information more easy to interpret. Basically, we got Garlic Jr. before he transforms, and then we got Super Garlic Jr. And for the tag switch, we got Goku, and then we got Piccolo's kit. So let's go ahead and jump into it. There's a whole giant encyclopedia of information here. Forgive me if I end up coughing. Alright, Garlic Jr. Main ability, transform to Super Garlic Jr. Destroy all your cards and draw 4 strike cards. That could be a bit iffy if there are strike counter gauges available. Restore on help by 30%, key by 80. Cancel own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Ooh, inflict all enemies with 5 substitution counts. That's pretty good. Pop a main, catch him in a sidestep. 4 cards, and they're locked in. You know what that means. Kick the crap out of them. Okay, so that's good. I'll take that. Unique ability, 100% damage inflicted, 70% reduced damage received, 40% key recovery, gradually restore health for each timer count just for the entire duration of the fight, nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 40 timer counts. Is Garlic Jr. green or something? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate this. I kind of don't like this. It feels like they know they released a very, very powerful character of a specific type, and they know that any character that is at a disadvantage of this character will be squished by this guy. So they just make a band-aid solution of everyone just going type neutral. I don't like it. It's not that it feels... No, it is that it feels lazy. It feels lazy to just say, yeah, just make sure that they take type neutral damage. I don't like it. They're just doing it for every character. They're doing it for, even on the offensive front, there's just so much type neutral, so much, type neutral damage sustained, permanent type neutral offensively, permanent, type neutral with my ultimate. I don't like it. It's almost like it's disregarding one of the core features of the game, which is this typing system. It feels weird. They know they released a super overpowered character. Oh, just make them take type neutral damage for 40 counts. Who cares? It just seems lazy to me. Lazy design. Also applies the following effects if this character is the leader. Look at that. It's not very often that they do these, specific in the leader slot additional buff effects. Outside of the Ultra characters, the last character to get this, I'm pretty sure, was the blue Goku Black. Base form Goku Black, who provided an additional blue card. I think in the leader slot, he did extra special move damage and key recovery. Garlic Jr. is the next one to get it. Apply attribute upgrade, shorten own sub count by 1 to self. That's pretty cool. Apply buff effect, nullify abnormal conditions up to 2 times to allies. That is cool. And applies buff effect, nullify attribute downgrades up to 2 times to allies. I like this. Screw Rage Shenron. I like this a lot. Pretty good. I like that, having the kit expand upon the leader slot outside of just, putting the best character in the game there is fun. I'll take that. It makes the decision a little bit harder to just slap UG4 on every single team, because that's what we deal with nowadays. Everyone's just like, oh, I don't care. Female warriors, put UG4. Oh, what's a hybrid Saiyans? Put UG4. Oh, what's that? You're running angels? Just put UG4, and it'll probably work. At least make the decision a little bit harder. So I'll take this. This is the win. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draw 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Restore on key by 20. That's very little. 80% damage inflicted, putting him at 180%. Shorten ally subcount by 1. That's cool. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade minus 10% to strike and blast arts power for 5 counts. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade minus 40% to ultimate and awaken arts power. That's a lot. That's pretty good. You just have Garlic Jr. show up in the field, minus 40% debuff to UG4, and then you swap out to another character that would be able to sponge the hits. That's a win. You're probably going to be able to tank it. 40% taken off of an ultimate like that, you'll probably live it. The following effects occur when this character switches to standby. Randomly draw 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Shorten own subcount by 5 activates once, paired alongside his already minus 1 subcount. That's pretty cool. 15% to damage inflicted by allied tag regeneration, and 50% to allied episode sagas from the movie's key recovery for 10 counts. How many movie saga regeneration characters do we have? We got Orange Piccolo, Ultra Janemba. Okay, that's pretty cool. Next passive, unique ability, granted wish of immortality, cover change against blast arts, chainable with the blue. The following effects occur every time every time the enemy uses an arts card while this character is on the field. Restore on health by 3%, 10% to damage inflicted for 20 counts, reduce enemy key by 5. That's good. I like this. I think for defensive characters, this is really strong, but you'll also notice Garlic Jr. has it forever. So between him gradually healing for every timer count, and him healing 3% of his health every time he takes a hit, depending on his stats, which could be good, given that he's a transforming character, maybe he's going to stand out as a character with actual survivability. Who really knows? Who really knows? I think he has potential. Healing every time you get hit is one of those things that does help with you surviving. Support Goku. Universal Spirit Bomb Kid Goku. Honestly, most characters nowadays don't truly tank. They just keep healing. They're not good for taking heavy hitting moves. It's more so that they will keep healing up to survive. Some people argue UG4 is squishy, but what really keeps him going on the battlefield is that stupid unique gauge just heals him like 40 billion HP. So, alright, maybe, Garlic Jr. will survive. The following effects also occur based on the type of arts used by the enemy. If they use a Striker Blast, the enemy is hit with minus 30% to key recovery. If they use a Special Arts, reduce enemy key by 35. If they use a blue card, restore your own health by 10%, activates 3 times. And if they use an ultimate or awakened arts, restore ally health by 10%. Where is this creative character design coming from? Garlic Jr. is the first character to have not only a specific passive if he's in the later slot, but also him applying specific debuffs based off of the moves the opponent uses. I know Vegito Blue gets specific buffs based off of the kind of opponent that he faces, but this guy applies debuffs or supports his team. That's cool. Shorten ally subcount by 4 when enemy activates a special move, ultimate, awaken arts, or rising rush while he's on the field. Shorten own substitution count by 4 when enemy activates a special move, ultimate, or awaken arts, or rising rush while this character is on standby. Okay. This blue card, Death Dance, deal massive impact damage. Following effects occur upon activation. Restores own unique Vanish Gauge, cool. 30% to special move damage inflicted, and hit the enemy with plus 20 to strike and blast arts blast arts cost, cool. Green card, restore on ki by 40, 20% to damage inflicted, destroy all your enemy strike cards, and reduce Dragon Balls. That's pretty strong. So this is pre-transform. Post-transformation, Super Garlic Jr. So post-transformation main, draw a special move arts card next, restore on health by 20%, ki by 50, nullify enemy endurance effects while this character attacks for 15 counts, plus 50% to the next special move damage inflicted. That sounds strong. Next, passive 1, 20% to damage inflicted with 40% to strike damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, reduces impact and explode damage received by 10%. Impact damage almost encompasses the entire game, because impact is like, I'm pretty sure that's every punch, every melee-based blue, every melee-based ultimate, and the only things that are outside of that is just slice damage and pierce damage. And I think pierce is whenever someone uses a gun, and slice is anytime they use a sword. So impact damage pretty much encompasses most of the game. Him basically having 80% damage reduction paired alongside the healing that he had and everything else, he might actually be a good tank. Plus 30% to health restore for 40 timer counts. Restore health by 25% only once when it reaches 0, so there's his endurance. Nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 40 counts. So he has 80 timer counts of type neutral damage received. Apply buff effect, nullify enemies destroy card effects for 5 counts. That is pretty strong just because UG4. The following effects occur when this character enters the field. Randomly draw 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Restore on ki by 40. Shorten ally subcount by 1. Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade -1 card draw speed for 5 counts. And then the same debuffs as before. Still very, very strong. The following effects occur when this character switches to standby. Looks to be the same. That's the same. Increases card draw speed by 1 level for 40 counts every time this character uses a strike arts. So that explains why you draw 4 strike arts, just for you to keep stacking up card draw speed. Yeah, because you inflict the enemy with 5 timer substitution counts, you probably want to spam all 4 of your strike arts. Because you get 80 ki, you want to spam all 4 of your strike arts. You have level 4 card draw speed, and every time you sidestep, you should draw some additional cards, and it should be enough for you to get 2 or 3 additional cards, and then you just keep attacking the opponent, and then you do the drop combo when the 5 timer counts have elapsed. So that's pretty good. Applies the following effects to self upon landing a strike arts hit. Plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 5 counts, activates 3 times, -3 to special move arts cost. There you go. That's the play. When you are Garlic Jr. and you catch the opponent off guard, you pop your main to transform. Everyone, 5 timer counts inflicted on the enemies, and then you spam your strike arts. Cool. I just want to double check. Yeah, inflict all enemies with 5 substitution counts. So it's not the debuff, so it's now 15 timer counts when they swap out. It's technically a lock-in for 5 counts. That's pretty good. Passive 2. His cover change is now against the strike arts, which you can chain with the blue. Restore own health by 10% after enemy attack is over. Okay. Following effects occur every time this enemy uses the strike arts while you're on the field. Restore 3 health. Oh my god, he has more. Restore own health by 3% activates 7 times. And he gets plus 10% damage inflicted for 25 timer counts. Reduce enemy ki by 5. The following effects also occur based on the type of arts cards used by the enemy. Yo, hold on now. Hold on now. Is Garlic Jr. Am I the only one that's crazy? Is he not a crazy looking character? This guy's looking kind of insane right now. Am I crazy? Garlic Jr. is looking like a very, very dominant character. What? Quite a lot of burst right at the beginning, but it's the sustain. He has endurance. He's healing 6% 7 times right here. He heals 10% after the enemy attack is over. He essentially has 80% damage reduction. I don't know. He looks like a very, very, very good tank. Sub-count manipulation as well. So he definitely... It doesn't look like he nullifies buff effects, which is fine. His Z ability is Movie Saga, Regeneration, or Powerful Opponent. Double defense. Ah. Legends. Why does everyone have the double defense Z ability? What is this? This is crazy. Evo Boo, Ultimate Gohan. Now we got this guy too. Come on. Come on, Legends. Blue card, massive impact still. Restore Vanish Gauge by 100%. 40% blue card damage, and the same inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade effect. Blast armor charging forward. His green card. Following effects occur upon activation. Restoring ki by 50. 20% damage inflicted. Buff effect nullify cover change for 10 counts. Cancel enemy buff effects, which is cool. And randomly draw at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer. Blast armor when charging forward. I don't know. Garlic Jr. looks pretty damn good. At least from a defensive standpoint. I think he's impressive. I think he'll sustain well, but the most important part is going to be his stats. What really ties this all together is stats. Doesn't matter what your multipliers are, it's stats. And it's also vice versa too. If your stats are good, but your multipliers are bad, it doesn't help. Dragon Fist suffers from that. He has really good stats. He doesn't have enough damage multipliers, but he can tank. Some other characters have high multipliers, but very low stats. They don't look like they can perform. So fingers crossed, this actually works out for Garlic Jr. But as a transforming character, it should. Still a Mega Rising though, so it's questionable. Now, I'm running out of breath. We are looking at Piccolo and Goku, but we are on the Piccolo side of the tag switch character. I'm pretty sure you start as Piccolo too. So let's see, main ability. Tag switch to Goku, reverse his own element factors. So depending on their typing, if they're blue, they'll go reverse blue. If they're yellow, reverse yellow. You know the gist. They'll get a green card. Restore on health by 15% and 15% damage inflicted. Passive number 1. Charges own unique gauge. Charges switch gauge by 100% when it shows up on the field. Wow. 110% to damage inflicted. 20% to damage inflicted against Sand or Sun family. Reduce damage received by 70%. Increases card draw speed. -10 to blast darts. Plus 15% to health restore. So it's a range character. Effects reset when tag switching to Goku. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield or via tag switch. Restore ki by 35. That's a lot. For a tag switch character, 35 ki? 80% to damage inflicted. Reduce impact damage received by 10% for 10 timer counts. Reduce enemy ki by 15. Randomly destroy a card. Seals enemies Rising Rush for 3 counts. Seals enemy Rising Rush for 3 counts. I'll take that. What? Seal enemy Rising Rush for 3 counts? Holy crap. You can buy yourself some time to not instantly get one comboed by Super Vegito. Plus, the following effects to self every 3 timer counts when this character enters the battlefield or enters the battlefield via tag switch. Restore ki by 15, 10% damage inflicted up to 40%, 10% to special move damage inflicted up to 40%. Effects reset after character switch or tag switch. Plus the following effects to self upon landing a strike or blast arts. Randomly draw 1 new card. Activation count resets on character switch or tag switch. Restore health by 3%, so every time you land a strike or blast, you heal 3%. And he stacks damage inflicted? Wow, that looks pretty good. Unique ability, cover changes against strike cards, changeable with the blue. The following effects occur when enemy performs a cover change while this character is on the field. So if they switch out, you get 30 ki. Another level of card draw speed. You seal the enemy's blue cards. So, oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'll take that. You know why that's amazing? Guess who this really, really hurts? UG4. Because now, his universal cover change, he's not allowed to guarantee hit you with a blue card. I like this. I like this. This is good. You can now use it for 5 timer counts. Seal one enemy card randomly. So he seals up the blue and will seal up another card too. Sealed card cannot be used for 5 counts. I like this a lot. Big win, big thumbs up. Good job. The following effects applies the following effects to allies every time an enemy uses an arts card while you're on the field. 5% to damage inflicted, up to 20%. 10% to own key recovery. For 20 counts, up to 20%. The following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Activates once. Restores own health by 10%. Charges own switch gauge. Reduce enemy key by 25. -1 to card draw speed. Wow. Did Legends all of a sudden decide to put on their creative hats with designing these kits? These characters are multi-dimensional characters. Multi-dimensional meaning that they serve so many different purposes here. They seem fun. This seems like a fun character to me. Okay, so far so good, but that looks pretty good. Damage stacking, high reduced damage received. The longer you stay on the field, you're able to get some more damage inflicted. You're able to also heal a bunch as well. Stacking damage, pretty sure I said that already. But also from a debuff perspective, pretty cool. I'm liking it so far. Cancel enemy buff effects when enemy activates an ultimate. Oh, here we go. Cancel enemy buff effects on ultimates, awakened arts, or rising rushes. You know what that means? These guys are going to pair so well with Garlic Jr. Because these guys take away the buff. Garlic Jr. reduces his own substitution counts, and he has endurance. Wow, the Dead Zone team. Pretty cool. All right. I like that. Z ability, 35% to Movie Saga Regeneration or Sun Family Blast Attack and Defense, and 18% to Regeneration Strike Attack. Wow, I like that. This seems like a fun duo. I'm liking this. I just gotta know what their typing is. I think Garlic Jr. is green. Otherwise, they wouldn't feel such a strong need to give him so much type neutral damage received. I think Goku and Piccolo... Movie Saga Regeneration. What do they need? Ranged unit. Blue. It would probably be blue. Yeah, it'd probably be blue. I think that it would be a blue unit. Maybe it's blue, reverse blue. Who knows? Either way, I think that's what they're doing. I think Garlic Jr. is green. This guy is probably blue. Next, we're now on the Goku side. So Goku side kit. Tag switch to Piccolo. Reverse on element factors. Draw a special arts card. Restore own health by 15%. 15% damage inflicted. 15% of your health is a lot, man. Most tag switch characters, isn't it only 10? 15%, damn. Not to mention they heal 10% when they take a hit. Such good sustain. I really hope their stats don't hurt them. Tag switch characters are just naturally gimped by having needing quite a lot of dupes because they're a tag switch character. But this is a Mega Rising tag switch character, so fingers crossed it's not worse. 110% damage inflicted, 20% damage inflicted against regeneration or powerful opponent. This is very cool that they switched it because Piccolo's side was Saiyan and Sun Family. The Goku side is regeneration or powerful opponent. Very cool. Reduced damage received, card draw speed, -10 to blast arts cost, and 15% to health restore. That's the same. This is also the same. The 3 timer counts thing is also the same, as is this over here, as is landing cards. So most of the kit is the same, just the 20% extra damage inflicted against specific tags. Cover change against strike, yes. If the character enemy switches, get 30 key, card draw speed, seal the blue card, that is fine. Yeah, it looks like it's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same. Okay, so the only thing that changes between the two characters is who you get this extra 20% damage inflicted buff by. I like that. I like that quite a bit. That's pretty damn cool. Alrighty, so we're in game now. I'm trying to see where the characters are, but it doesn't seem like they're loading in. So I guess we'll just look at their stats when the character gets dropped, or I'll just link it in Twitter. Follow me there. But we're going to be taking a look at the equipment. This is a showcase unit team for the Piccolo and Goku, by the way, because they shared the 3 regeneration tags. So this should work out pretty damn good, which is nice. Double buff removal with endurance is a win. But we got a couple new equips. So we got this. What do we got? Strike defense, max HP, blast defense, and double defense if this character is regeneration. Clearly for Garlic Jr., because he is meant to be a defensive unit, gets a new plat as well. Double offense, base double offense, and then pure double offense. Wow, hyper offensive focused piece of equipment. I like this though. I like that they've made the equipment conditions far more easier to interpret. They're doing a better job of handling wording here. And I think there's a new awakened equip too. Yeah, this guy. Strike defense, special move, health restore, and strike attack. I'm going to assume Garlic Jr.'s strike attack is higher than his blast. Either way, I think that's all of it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about these characters. I think they're designed kind of fun. They are, the way that I'm interpreting how they play, they seem kind of fun. I could be wrong, but we'll have to see in game and how well they play with their respective teams. But I like how clever these characters look. I like that they're going with, you know, Garlic Jr. defensive unit that will debuff based off of the cards that he's hit by. I like that he keeps healing every time the enemy uses an arts card and it lands on him for him to sustain himself. I like that he has the lock-in with the 4 strike cards and then him rapidly stacking up strike card damage for you to go for the burst damage. There's a lot of different ways to play him, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's fun and unique. Same idea with the tag switch Goku and Piccolo. They're able to heal, able to sustain. They get more damage inflicted the longer they are on the field, and they stack up damage as well. And they're a little additional damage passive swaps between powerful opponents and regeneration or Saiyan and Sun family. I find that cool because at the time Piccolo and Goku were still rivals. They weren't exactly friends. I thought it was cool. I like what they did. I think it's a unique twist to the characters. You let me know in the comment section below how you feel about them. But until showcase time, peace.